Gillingham are your runaway leaders over in League 2 right now as they remain 100% success rate. Can, of course, they extend that into match number 4? We're going to take a little look next. Prediction video today. We look forward to match number 4 in League 2, and we'll get to that in just a second. Of course, if you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe button, bang it. All things Rovers related, League 2 related, football related. We're going to all hear, boys, under one rooski. That's right, Gillingham, 3 wins out of 3. Already breaking away from the chasing pack. But, of course, they can extend that further with a win today, of course. Or, when I say a win today, a win this weekend, of course. But we'll get to that shortly. Of course, a big shout out once again to the VIPs. You know who you are. It is, of course, the patrons. That's right. So let's, of course, jump into the vortex and tell you all about it, because the games come thick and fast here over in League 2. So let's recap my picks, then your picks, see where we are in the prediction league and all that kind of jazz. So here we go. The bit of a Northwest crunch clash. Accrington Stanley against Barrow ended up all square, 1-1 on the night. I went with a 2-1 win myself. Wimbledon with a big 2-0 win on the road against Colchester. I think Wimbledon could be in the mix here, guys. Crawley, of course, denting MK Don's hopes with a big 2-1 win for them. I went the other way. Crewe, big 4-2 win over Newport County. I think they could also be contenders as well, Crewe. 2-0 win in my eyes. Doncaster Rovers stuttering at the moment against Mansfield, 2-2 in the end. 3-1 win in my eyes. Morecambe, 0-0 draw against Notts County. 2-0 win again for me. That did shit this week. Of course, Swindon Town, 2-1 win over the Vegans, of course. I went with a home win. Grimsby, though, did beat Salford 2-0. I went with a 1-0. Stockport County could only muster a draw against Bradford City. Sutton United did lose to Gillingham, I called it. And Tranmere picked up a 3-0 win over Harrogate Town to get themselves moving. And, of course, Liverpool FC, a.k.a. Hollywood FC, a.k.a. Wrexham AFC, with a big 6-goal for a 4-2 win over Walsall. That's right. Only cool teams put 4 past Walsall. That's right. So, of course, don't forget the prediction league is wide open. I don't really want to count mine, but I'm going to do it just for the argument's sake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6. Incredible 6. I bounced back a little bit there. So, what about you guys? Well, 6 is the magic number. 6 is the magic number. 6 gets me second here, guys. You know what? I think I'm pretty good at this prediction game. So, make sure you smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. But Andy outflexed me this week with 7. So well done to Andy. Where does that put you in the monster leaderboard? Then we'll have a little look. Andy's up there in 13th right now. So from a week's flexing, he's up there to 13th. He got a couple the other time around. Callum's up there though with 16 at the moment. He's outright leader. But of course, just if you were to get the next week's 100%, you get 12. Guess what? In fact, if somebody, I'm calling it now. Let's go back to big picture. Go back to big picture. I'm going to do this. For this and League 1 and maybe even the Saudi League, the ones that I'm hosting, if anyone gets 12 out of 12, I'm going to double it. I'm going to double them and give you 24 points. Oh, yeah, that's breaking news right there. Breaking bloody news. Of course, so don't get involved. So again, if you can do it, get 12 for 12. No cheating, because I will spot the cheaters. I can spot the cheaters. But anyway, Cutley Force League 2, that is it. This is what the table looks like right now. Gillingham up there, Barrow flying high, Crawley as well. Oh my days, those 3 would be going up right now to League 1 if it was to end right now. Doncaster and Colchester having an absolute shitter. They need to get themselves moving in the right direction. Biggest surprise, maybe, what are we looking at down the bottom? Well, I'm a little bit upset by Doncaster Rovers, to be fair. But I'm thinking Crewe are my biggest surprise, being up there into 6th. Crawley, to be honest. I think I had them going down. Anyway, we are looking forward to the next round of games. These are those next round of games, and we're going to jump into them right about now, of course. So we kick it all off with who are we going to kick it all off? It is Accrington Stanley against Harrogate Town. That's right, coming at you on the 19th of August. Play to the never. These two sides going in my eyes. Of course, Stanley coming to us on 42% form for them over the last 6 games, picking up a couple of wins as well. Meanwhile, Harrogate 50% form for them. Of course, 3 wins and 3 defeats. Accrington up to 8th, of course. Harrogate into 21st spot right now. Stanley, of course, unbeaten in the league at home. Couple of wins, a win and a draw so far. Coming to us on the back of that 1-1 draw against Barrow. Meanwhile, Harrogate won 2 games now without a goal, scoring just 1 goal in the last 3 league games. So looking to try and rectify that a little bit. The odds for this game coming at you 20 is your Stanley. Of course, 12-5 is the draw, 30-5 is your away win. I'm back in Stanley here with a 1-0 win. Just a small victory, but enough to get the 3 points. Next up, we have Colchester United up against MK Dons, of course, over in Colchester. Colchester. Now, these two sides have played each other 22 times since 2004. 6 wins for Colchester, 12 for MK Dons. 4 draws, of course. Colchester, though, biggest win for them, 2-0 win, scoring 19 goals in the 22 games, 0.86 goals game ratio. Up against MK, of course, flying high in 4th right now. 6-0 win was the biggest, 37 goals scored in those 22 games, 1.68 goals game ratio heading into this. They're on a bit of woeful form right now, MK Dons, 33% form. Up against Colchester, also on 33% form, just 1 win in 6 for them. Last time around in Colchester, it was a 2-0 win for Colchester, who, of course, back-to-back wins for them. Coming at you, though, Colchester with a 2-0 loss against Wimbledon. MK Dons with that shocker against Crawley. But the odds for this, 15-8 is your Colchester, 6-4 is your MK Dons, 11-5 is the draw. We are backing MK Dons here with a 2-1 win on the road to get themselves back in the mix and maybe even push them to go back in the automatics. Let's go. Crawley up against Gillingham in a zinger chicken dinner, of course. A bit of a South Coast affair or South England affair. Played each other 14 times since 2005. 3 wins to Crawley, who are in 3rd, up against Gillingham, who picked up 9 wins, who are in 1st, and 2 draws as well. Biggest win for Crawley, 3-2 win, 24 goals scored in those 14 games, 1.71 goals game ratio. Of course, Gillingham, though, 2-0 win was the biggest, 31 goals scored in those 14 games, 2.21 goals game ratio heading into this. Just 1 defeat, though, in the past 5 for Crawley, 58% form for them right now. Gillingham winning 5 on the spin, 83% form for them at the moment. Last time around, though, over in Crawley was a 0-0 draw. That was back in November 2022. Gillingham unbeaten, though, in the last 6 games against them, picking up what? So we look at 5 wins in the draw, including a penalty shootout victory in amongst that. Gillingham, though, with a 1-0 win over Sutton United. Crawley with a big cheeky 2-1 win over MK Dons. The odds are for this one, 11-5 is your Crawley, 11-8 is your Gillingham, 21-10 is the draw here. I'm backing Gillingham here. I do think Crawley are punching above their weight for the time being. I'll be surprised if they are in the playoff contention at the end of the season. But Gillingham are the real deal. Crewe could be the real deal. They're against Walsall, of course, over at, is it Gresty Road? Played each other 22 times since 1999. 9 wins for Crewe, 3 for Walsall, and 10 draws. Crewe, though, big win for them. 4-1 win, scoring 29 goals in those 22 games. 1.32 goals game ratio. Up against Walsall, 3-0 win was the biggest. 21 goals scored. 0.95 goals game ratio. Walsall, though, just what we're looking at, a couple of wins at the last 6. 42% form for them right now. Crewe, just 1 defeat the past 6. 67% form for them at the moment. Last time around, though, at Crewe, it was a 2-0 win for Crewe back in April 2023. In fact, Crewe are unbeaten against Walsall over the last 6. Pick up 3 wins and 3 draws. They've also come into on the back of that big 4-2 win over Newport County. Walsall with a big heavy loss, 4-2 loss against Wrexham, of course, over the racecourse ground. These two, the odds for this game, though, 7-4 is your Crewe, 2-5 is the draw, 6-4 is your away win. Go back Crewe here, 2-0 win for them at Gresty Road. Walsall need a result and fast, as do Doncaster Rovers up against Notts County over at the Keep Moat. Now, these two sides have played 12 times since 2006. We've got 4 wins for Doncaster, 6 for Notts County, and we've got 2 draws, of course. Doncaster coming to this with a 3-1 win was the biggest over Notts County. 12 goal scorers in the 12 games. That's, of course, 1 goal a game. Up against Notts County, 4-2 win was their biggest. 14 goals in those 12 games. 1.17 goals game ratio. They come into this on 50% form. 1-2 lost to and drawn to Doncaster. 58% form for them, winning 3 of the last 6. However, just 1 win in 4, and they currently find themselves rooted into the relegation spots at the moment. However, last time around, over at the Keep Moat, was a 3-1 win for Doncaster back in March 2017. That was in League 2. Doncaster's only result came against Hull, 2-1 win in the Caterpillar Cup. They need a result and fast. Notts County, though, coming to us on the back of that 0-0 draw against Morecambe. The odds for this, we have 3-1 is your Doncaster, 5-4 on is your Notts County, 14-5 is the draw. I'm back in the Keep Moat here. I'm back in the Doncaster over Notts County, who have got their tails up, and we'll see this as a scalp as they try to climb up the table once again, as do Morecambe and in Bradford City in the, Derek Adams, is that what his name is? Derby. Of course, these two sides locking horns over at the Globe Arena, Aztec Arena, whatever you want to call it. Played 20 times in 2005, of course. 5 wins for Morecambe, 11 wins for Bradford, and 4 draws, of course. Morecambe, biggest win for them over Bradford, 2-0 win, scoring 18 goals in the 20 games, 0.90 goals game ratio. Up against Bradford, 4-0 win was the biggest over Morecambe, 28 goals scored in the 20 games, 1.40 goals game ratio at the moment. 50% form for Bradford right now, 1-2 lost to and drawn to. Up against Morecambe, which is 1 win in 6 for them, as both sides look to try to climb up the table. Last time around, though, over in Morecambe, was a 2-0 win for Morecambe. That was in League 2, of course, and I believe Derek Adams was the manager of Morecambe at that time. Of course, he was at Morecambe, then Bradford, then back to Morecambe. Of course, Morecambe with an individual against Notts County, Bradford with a draw against Stockport County, but the odds for this, 11-4 is your Morecambe, 21-20 is your Bradford, 9-4 is the draw. I'm back in, of course, Morecambe here. Sparky's yet to really get going, but he's running out of time, I feel. He's had 1 season. This is his 2nd season now. He needs to get them up there. He's the biggest high-profile name in this division by a distance. distance. Forest Green Rovers up against Newport County, of course. The Vegans up against the Welsh lads. That's right, coming at you on Saturday. 22 times they played each other since 2010. 8 wins for Forest Green, 6 for Newport County, and 8 draws, of course. Forest Green, though, 5-0 win was the biggest, scoring 34 goals in those 22 games, 1.55 goals game ratio. Up against Newport County, 4-0 win was the biggest, 30 goals scored in those 22 games, 1.36 goals game ratio. Both sides coming to us on 33% form. That's 2 wins of the last 6 games. Of course, last time around at Forest Green, it was a 2-0 win for Forest Green back in May 2022. The Vegans did lose to Swindon most recently. Of course, Newport County did lose to Crewe most recently. But the odds for this, we have Forest Green 13-10 for the victory, 21-10 is your away win, 9-4 is the draw. Back in the Vegans here with a 1-0 win, and of course taking the 3 points, and up the ladder they go. Up against Grimsby now, Mansfield a zinger as well, over in League 2. Now these two sides have played each other 30 times since 2004. We've got 12 wins for Grimsby, 11 wins for Mansfield, we've got 7 draws. Of course, Grimsby 1-0 win, biggest win for them over Mansfield, 7-2 wins, scoring 39 goals in those 30 games, 1.30 goals game ratio. Up against Mansfield, 4-1 win was the biggest, 34 goals scored in those 30 games, 1.13 goals game ratio heading into this. Mansfield are unbeaten in the last 6. Up against Grimsby, just 1 win in 6, 25% form for them at the moment. Last time around over at Grimsby, it was a 1-1 draw back in April 2023. The Wayside hasn't won this game since Grimsby beat Mansfield in Mansfield on January 2020. Grimsby, they're back in a 2-0 win over Salford. Of course, Mansfield with a 2-2 draw at the Keepmoat against Doncaster. The odds here, 23-10 is your Grimsby, 5-2 is the draw, 11-10 is your away win. Got to go with the Grimsby on the home form here. They should go make that place a fortress if they're going to get up the table. But Mansfield are a tricky wicket to beat. Stockport County up against Barrow, another Northwest crunch clash, and a bit of a zinger as well. Stockport a little bit stumbling at the moment, down into 22nd spot. Barrow flying high into 2nd spot. Plays the 15 times since 2011. We've got 5 wins for Stockport, 8 wins for Barrow. We've got 2 draws, of course. Stockport's biggest win over Barrow, 4-2 win, scoring 23 goals in those 15 games, 1.53 goals game ratio. Up against Barrow, 1-0 win was their biggest, scoring just 23 goals in those 15 games. Again, just like Stockport, 1.53 goals game ratio. Barrow, though, 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. However, just 1 win. 1 defeat of the past 5. Up against Stockport, just 1 win in the last 5. 25% form for them over the last 6. Stockport County, last time around over that venue, was a 3-2 win for Barrow back in July 2022. Barrow, of course, back-to-back wins for them. Just 1 defeat of the past 6 against Stockport. They like playing them. But, of course, Stockport with a draw against Bradford and rigging in the rears. And, of course, Barrow with a draw against Accrington Stanley, also rigging in the rears. The odds for this one, we have 13-8 on. It's your Stockport overwhelming favourites right now. 3-1 is the draw, 70-4 is your away win. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Stockport, but Barrow are flying high, and they do like to play Stockport, so you just don't know. We got Sutton United up against Wimbledon, of course, a bit of a South England affair on this one, maybe a Londonish affair. Check my geography. Played each other 6 times since 2017, 4 wins for Sutton. We got 1 win for Wimbledon, we got 1 draw, of course. Sutton's biggest win over Wimbledon, 3-1 win, scoring 7 goals in those 6 games, 1.17 goals game ratio. Up against Wimbledon, 1-0 win was the biggest, of course. That was their only win. 3 goals scored in those 6 games, 0.50 goals game ratio. They come into this, though, unbeaten in the last 6 games, 75% form for them. Sutton United, though, just 2 wins in the last 6, of course. In fact, Wimbledon haven't lost in the last 9 games, of course. Last time around, though, in Sutton, was a big 2-1 win for Sutton back in New Year's Day 2023. Sutton, of course, lost to Gillingham most recently, with Wimbledon picking up a 2-0 win over Colchester. The odds for this at 11-8 is your Sutton. We've got 11-5, the draw, 2-1 is your Wimbledon. I'm back in the Dons here with a 2-1 win on the road, and of course, flexing the muscles once again. Into the back end of this now, it is Tranmere Rovers against Salford, another Northwest crunch clash. These two sides played each other 8 times since 2019. We've got 4 wins for Tranmere, 1 for Salford, 3 draws, of course. Biggest win for Tranmere, 2-0 win. They scored 9 goals in those 8 games, 1.13 goals game ratio. Up against Salford, 2-0 win was the biggest, 5 goals scored in those last 8 games, and 0.63 goals game ratio, of course. Salford, 42% form for them right now, however, 1 defeat of the past 4. Tranmere on 50% form for them over the last 6. 1-2 lost to and drawn to, of course. Last time around at Tranmere was a 1-0 win for Tranmere, who are unbeaten against Salford over the last 6, picking up 4 wins and a couple of draws. They come into this on the back of a 3-0 win over Harrogate. Salford with that 2-0 loss to Grimsby still floating around at the moment. 21-10 is your Tranmere, 21-10 is a draw, 11-8 is your Salford. I'm back in Tranmere here, 2-0 win at home. Should be nailed on for the victory in my eyes. And then, of course, Hollywood FC, Deadpool FC, and Wrexham FC up against Swindon Town, of course, over in Wales at the racecourse ground. Played each other 7 times in 2003. 3 wins for Wrexham, 4 for Swindon, 0 draws at the moment. Wrexham, biggest win over Swindon, 2-1 win, scoring just 10 goals in those 7 games, 1.43 goals a game ratio. Up against Swindon with Michael Flynn in the dugout, 4-2 win was the biggest, 12 goals scored in the 7 games, 1.71 goals a game ratio heading into this. Of course, Swindon, 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6, just 1 defeat the past 5. Up against Wrexham on 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them heading into this as well. Last time around, over in Wales, it was a 1-0 win for Swindon. That was in the FA Cup back in November 2009. Last time played each other in the league, though, in Wrexham. It was a 2-1 win for Wrexham way back in September 2006. Wrexham's home form is hot and cold at the moment. Of course, in the league, played twice, 1-1 lost one, scoring a lot of goals, though. They've scored, we're looking at 7 goals in the last 2 games at home. Swindon, though, with a 2-1 win at Forest Green on the road as well. So we'll see how they fare. 13-8 on as your Wrexham. 14-5 is the draw. 17-4 is your away win. I am back in a 2-2 draw here. Bit of a thriller at the race course to end my matchday predictions for matchday, whatever this is. Match number 4 right here, right now. This is a recap of those picks. Make sure you get your pen out, your selfie stick, take a picture of them, and of course, don't forget to drop yours in as well to the Prediction League, Cutley/League 2. It is 100% free. I don't get paid by Superbrew at all. I just want the competition. I want to make this feisty, guys. And of course, if I'm right, this is what the table will look like. Gillingham will be up there, still 100% success rate. MK Dons up there, Crewe with them alongside them. Wimbledon, Stanley, Grimsby, and then Barrow make up the playoffs. Harrogate, Colchester going down, but it is starting to get a little bit spicy as we enter the stretch at the back end of this month, of course. So don't forget, that's the end of it. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash your thumbs up and hit the little bell. You know, one-stop shop here for League 2 continues. And of course, make sure you check out the other stuff on the channel. We've got a lot of coverage, a lot of predictions, and of course, 100% Blackburn Rovers coverage as well. Until then, guys, subscribe, thumbs up, hit the little bell, and of course, I'll see you for match number 5 very, very soon.